I'm Grant Corville. I'm VP of Products and Strategy at BlackBerry QNX. The Karma project that we're working on with Karma, AWS, and Lixar, it's bringing the cloud connectivity from AWS. It brings all the safe, secure, reliable software that's already in the Karma vehicle, and it pulls in and brings in Lixar, who are absolute experts when it comes to data science technologies.
This is the 2020 Karma Revero GT. It's an extended range electric vehicle. We're after the pursuit of a crossroads between technology and luxury. Our car is powered by QNX, so we use a lot of the core features set from QNX from the operating system, but we do a lot more than just the operating system. We actually use their product called Certicom, which is their cybersecurity certificate. We also use their FODA firmware over-the-air updates. So that helps us provide a little bit more of a connected car experience that's a little bit more powerful than your typical connected car today.
When you combine the very best of AWS's IoT Edge and cloud services with the unique safety-certified capacity and abilities of the BlackBerry's QNX operating system, it makes it possible to bring these IoT Edge services to actually work inside a car.
The technology that we're trying to prove here is that we can run an AI model on the edge, so in the car, right? Today's cars are packed with a lot of compute power, a lot of memory, and we really want to be able to use that in order to provide the user with a better experience.
What we're doing is demonstrating a few of the possibilities and what's coming and what some of the enablers will be as it pertains to the connected car. So one, for instance, that we're showcasing is state of health of a battery. If you think of an electric vehicle, one of the key elements or critical elements obviously is the battery.
Through our relationship with Karma, we've collected over 200,000 miles of battery health data and built a machine learning model in AWS SageMaker that we can use to make predictions about how battery health is going to degrade over distance.
We run simulations. So in the first one, it's a kind of a status quo where we show over time how a model can predict how quickly your battery will degrade. In a second scenario where you might have a small defect or you might have an individual who's really hard on how they're driving their car, you would expect just that. You would expect that the battery would degrade faster. Now, can we develop an algorithm that can predict just how fast that will degrade in the future? Yes, so what do you do about that? Well, here's where you have an opportunity to talk back to the user and tell them and coach them that, you know what, if you drive differently, you might have a longer lifetime with it. So at the end of the day, it's cost and it's user experience.
We also have a use case where we're demonstrating how an OEM like Karma can decide which elements of data from the car, from the CAN bus, they would like to make available to third-party applications.
So the data orchestration, for instance, this is where, again, you're going to have application vendors, automakers, and other ecosystem participants that are going to want to get access to certain information in the car. The automaker, Karma and others, for instance, want to be able to control what access certain applications get and which data they get access to. So in this case, we're going to actually show an auto detailing application that's going to want to be able to go to where your vehicle is and securely be able to access the vehicle. So in other words, I'll know where the vehicle is, I'll know that it's the right vehicle, and for instance, through the app, the owner will be able to unlock the doors.
The data orchestration is the ultimate expression for an app store ecosystem that is white labeled towards Karma's desires. By enabling this protection from QNX, we could deliver a much more powerful experience to the end consumers.
The other thing we're doing is showcasing personalization of the vehicle. So they can actually customize or personalize the vehicle. Think of everything from your infotainment, cluster settings, seat settings, and whatnot. Personalize that based on the driver of the vehicle.
We have kind of a two-part in-cabin personalization demo, both of which are built on ML models, one running in the cloud and one actually running on edge, meaning on the QNX OS within the vehicle. So the first part of the demo is a facial recognition and profile.
You'll be able to enter the vehicle, it'll recognize who you are through facial recognition, making use of all the services that are available through AWS. And then based on your preferences, it'll actually set things like your HVAC controls, it'll set whatever your music selection was, for instance. So just by walking into the car, because it recognizes who you are, all of a sudden it can personalize. And if you think about it, whether it's that vehicle, whether it's other vehicles from the same automaker or others, those are the kinds of things that would be really nice from a convenience perspective.
After all that's done, we've also built a machine learning model that runs on the edge to do actual gesture control of the IVI of the car console, to let you do things like stop the song if you're tired of listening to your favorite Britney Spears song, or maybe throw up a hand gesture to move the mirrors around when you get into a new car, or maybe just navigate to the screens and see different notifications and messages that have come from the car.
For this collaboration, this is Ontario meets California. It's West Coast meets Canada to deliver the ultimate in automotive technology.
Being able to get inside the car, being able to build these new technologies that have both business outcomes and delightful user experiences, for the customers, is a super exciting area.
We're touching the technology on every level here. We're building embedded components that are running on the QNX OS and living in the car. We're building ML models up in the cloud. We're accessing data. There's web APIs, there's Lambda functions, there's data stores on the cloud. It's really kind of the whole stack, all the way from where the rubber hits the road up to the cloud, and we're touching every piece along the way.
We're putting together something tangible that anybody could understand, that really is pointing to exactly where the industry is going and where people can add value. And it's cool tech, and it's cool people. So I love working with cool tech, cool people, and bringing something real together.